What is up, everybody? Welcome back to the Dark Souls 2 walkthrough. Thank you for tuning in. We're going to get things started today in No Man's Wharf. Before we do that, I just wanted to point something out to you. I'd be remiss if I didn't at least mention, it is worth at the very least a mention. There is a weapon you can buy from the weaponsmith here in Majula called the Rapier. From a DPS perspective, this is probably the best weapon in the game. It is borderline broken, which is why I'm not using it. But you could theoretically use it for the entire playthrough if you level it up. And it does pretty solid damage if you two-hand it and use the thrust attack specifically. The reason why it does so well is that attacks can happen in pretty quick succession, and it has just very good stats when you level it up. So if you want to use it, go for it. I'm not going to be using it, but as I said, it is probably the highest DPS weapon in the game, and it is borderline broken. So take that as you will. Just wanted to mention it. It is, I believe, the favorite weapon for speedrunners and such, for the reasons I mentioned before. All right, so here we are in No Man's Wharf. For starters, light your torch. It is very useful in this area. And there are some sconces along the way that we're going to light. This area is probably the hardest area of the game so far. There's a lot of enemies. It is very dense with enemies. There's a lot of archers. Some of the enemies are pretty tough. There's a lot of ambushes. So pretty much a lot of the things that you've come to expect in Dark Souls 2, you can expect here. And it's pretty relentless. So with that being said, we're gonna have some fun. So don't worry about it. These guys can pack a punch. There's several of them throughout. And there's some sconces along here that we're gonna light. Mind the archers. And there will be ambushes. So you're gonna light this one. That bridge we're going to kick down later. It's going to make a shortcut. See, as I said, that guy came from behind. He's got a shield. Let's see if we can get him real quick. Oh, snap the combos, though. And I'm almost dead already. That's fantastic. Let's see. Somebody over here. I would use the heal miracle here. But since I have the torch in my hand, I don't want to... Well, actually... I should use the heal miracle because I can light the torch at one of the sconces. But I should be out of range. I should also stand out of range of that archer. And as I say that, he hits me again. But that's fine. All right, we're going to relight. Make sure we hit everything around here. Really just wanted to light these things up just to liven the place up a bit. So we're gonna go up here and we can fight this guy who's trying to snipe us and make our lives miserable. Be mindful of the guys in here. Another ambush, of course. As I said, ambushes are plentiful. The density of enemies in this area is probably higher than anywhere else in the game we've been so far. Oh, snap. Fortunately, I did get some iframes opening up that chest, but also be mindful, if you hit a treasure chest, specifically the wooden ones, they can break. And if they break, the loot inside is going to be ruined. So we got a Titanite shard. From there, there's going to be something outside next to this guy who's been trying to snipe us. And did he drop down? He must have. So we're going to light here. Ourselves a soul of proud knight. We're going to go back down. In the water here. A lot of places in this game, the water equals death. In this place, you can walk in certain parts of the water. Just be mindful, if you roll, it's gonna snuff your torch. And we got some enemies over here, so just be careful. There's a lot of them. You see there's one waiting behind in that room. Let's try to get these guys to come out one at a time, so you don't get surrounded. There we go. That guy fell in the water, came out. systematically took care of them all. And any place I can set a light around here, I'm going to. Wherever they ambush in here. Oh, he hit me. And, ran out of stamina. Use this as an opportunity to heal. I'm using the heal miracle. You notice the heal miracle, the animation takes longer than your SS Flask animation, so if you're going to use the heal miracle, just make sure you're in the clear. In here we have 3 dark pine resins. Next, we're going to go over here. This guy is not hostile. He's not going to attack you, but the guys jumping down from the roof will attack you, so. There we go. He carries a torch. Other than that, he's not particularly useful. Some people are fond of these guys. They let him follow him around, but he can kind of get in the way, so I'm going to go on and take him out. So in here, we've got some iron arrows. Now we're going to go up the stairs. Don't believe there's anything in there. This guy. They look a lot worse than they actually are. They go down in 2 hits. I mean, that's not too bad. But if they do have combos, and they will get you if you're not careful. Especially in numbers. If you're surrounded by them. I got another one coming down. See, I told you the enemy density in this place is probably higher than anywhere else in the game so far. So you really do have to be careful. All right, in here, I'm going to put the torch away just so I don't run out of time. In here is Lucatiel. Make sure you talk to her here. Exhaust all of her dialogue.
I thought that might be you. You haven't changed a bit, have you?
We've talked to her once before when we went to...
The longer I am here,
the lost Bastille
I discover.
After fighting the Pursuer.
A wretched place indeed, but what could have caused such degradation? Ah, yes. I have not thanked you for This is for you.
Gives us a human effigy. How nice.
Of course. Our land of Mirrah is surrounded by... There is only one way up in Mirrah. My family had little fortune and no name. I had to cope with 2 things. I was raised to wield. Life was hard, but I never gave it. I had swift success on the battlefield. And then I came... Have you heard of the undead? An undead gradually loses his humanity until his wits degrade. Finally, he turns hollow, and a hollow can never be. One can skirt this wicked fate only with the help of... Assuming, of course, that the legend... I can only hope. I'm sorry. I suppose I've grown weird. I'm sorry. I suppose I've grown weird.
All right, so she gives us more info about her backstory and a little bit more on the curse. People who are cursed, rotten, wither away till they're turned hollow. And lose pretty much everything about their humanity. Not a good situation. All right, so we got a few human effigies behind the shelf. And I'm going to need to go back and make sure that I light the torch again because we are going to want to use it. So I'm going to go ahead and use my last heal spell here. Top off that health. Still got some life gems and 4 Estus flask usages. So hopefully that'll be enough. There are enemies up ahead that the torch kind of deters them from approaching you. So you're going to want to make sure you have a lit torch for sure. Got an enemy in here. There's also some dogs. Let's see. So I'm going to run back in here because I don't want to be surrounded. I'm kind of using this as a choke point. So I'm not fighting a couple of those at the same time and the dogs all at once. Dogs can be nasty. They can cause bleed as well. So just be aware. But I heard one more. Heard footsteps. All right. So as I said, we're just kind of lighting the things as we go. I don't think there's anything in here. An enemy came from here, but yeah, that's it. Just had to check. continue in this way. There's going to be a couple guys over here sniping us. So you see off in the distance, this is a good spot to pull out. I'm gonna light this real quick. And so one of these guys is throwing oil at you, and then the other one is shooting fire arrows. Makes for quite the trap. If you're covered in oil and then shot with a fire arrow, you're gonna blow up. And it'll hurt. So we're gonna pick these guys off with our bow. This is why I wanted to light the sconce up there, so that way I could get my torch back once these guys are down. So got this guy throwing the oil at us, and then this guy back here is the one shooting the fire arrows. You do not want to be covered in oil and shot with a fire arrow. So it helps to take these guys out from afar. And he's just below the stairs. Can I nick his head maybe? No. Is he gonna come back up and try to hit me? Maybe can I hit his head from here? Yeah, that's unfortunate that he dropped down. There we go. Hit his head. Wanted to take him out. We're going to circle around there a bit later. And it'd be best if he's gone. But I don't think I can hit him. He's just barely out of range, I believe. I'm going to try from over here. I don't know. Did I get him? I don't know. I thought I saw the souls accumulate. I think he's still standing there. Yeah, he's still standing there. There we go. Nice. And there's some dogs down there, another enemy. We'll fight them when we get there. For now, go ahead and light your torch again. Because we have the Darkstalkers up here. And they're not... They can get you. I'm not going to lie. But if you know how to approach them and how to handle them, you should be fine. So these guys will be afraid of you if you have a torch. But there comes a point when they cease being afraid of you. And then you're gonna have to know how to handle them from there. So as long as they're afraid of you, they're not that hard. If they're not afraid of you, like sometimes they become, I guess, desensitized to the torch, and they'll start attacking you like normal. However, when that happens, what you want to do is you want to bait their attack and then roll away from it, and then that leaves them open to attacks. I'm going to want to take this guy out so he's not a nuisance later. So this guy's still afraid of us. 4 hits takes him out. Alright. One thing I wanted to point out, we just picked up a spell here, Emit Force. There are trophies in this game if you're going for 100% achievements that involve getting all sorceries, all pyromancies, all miracles, and all hexes. So make sure you're picking these things up along the way. All right. So here's the thing is you can open the door, you're going to get attacked, so you're going to want to dodge back pretty much right away because these Darkstalkers are not going to be afraid of your torch, and he breaks open the wall like this. So I'm going to demonstrate kind of what I mean. You want to fight them 1v1. You don't want to fight more than one at the same time. And so what I mean is you want to bait their attack. They do kind of a combo. And then that gives you... Oh, there's 2 of them. I don't want 2 of them. Definitely not 2 of them. Definitely not 2 of them. So that's the combo you want to bait. But now that the other one's coming up, I am not safe at all. So I'm going to see if these guys leash, because I'm not fighting 2 of them at the same time. That is a recipe for disaster, and they are not cooperating with me at all here. Not at all. I'm trying to figure out at what point do these guys leash. You see their attacks do bleed as well. That is bad news, my friend. All right, so it looks like this one's alone now. Yeah, they're leashing. So back away, let them do their combo, and then that's your opening right here. Well, on flat ground, that's your opening to hit them. But it worked on the stairs as well, turns out. Okay, so one of them down. Yeah, definitely do not want to be fighting more than one of these at the same time. So if 2 of them come after you, back away until they start to leash. And then that gives you your opening. All right. Did I light the sconce over here? Because these guys are not afraid of my torch anyways. I think there's a sconce over here. And I want to set... There we go. Yeah. So that way, when I come back, I can relight my torch. These ones are not afraid of my torch anyways. So you see him. You can also use your bow and arrow. I'm just going to use my sword here. So I'm going to let him attack. Bait the attack. Oh, I did get hit. Dang it. So I messed that up. That's fine. I'm going to use a life gem. Or we can try that again. I need to roll back far enough. All right, bait the attack. And then that leaves him open. Thing is if you attack while they're attacking, your attack is not going to interrupt their animation, so they're still going to get their attack or combo off. And it'll probably bleed you and or kill you. So bait the attack. See, I rolled back there. He did his 2 swipes. Oh, but and he attacked me again, but ended up being fine. Alrighty. Another one up here. And gosh, they're so hard to see. Maybe should have kept my torch lit. Oh well, it's all good. I'm doing fine. Not super clean, but it's working. All right, inside the metal chest here, we have a great sword. Very good weapon. I'm not going to be using it, but it is a good weapon. Pretty heavy, and I think strength-based. This is a trap chest, so open it, and as soon as you open it, roll back to the right, because especially if it's the crossbow variant, you want to be out of the path of the crossbow of the bolts, otherwise it'll kill you. And if it's the poison variant, you want to be out of range of the poison. So open, back away immediately. I'm mashing dodge right now, and I see how I dodge back to the right. They all missed me. Got the silver talisman ×2. All right, so now we're going to go back downstairs. So far, so good. And I'm going to relight my torch. This guy to come down. There's 2 of them, I believe. Going to try to funnel them through the door here. Whoop. There we go. Kind of using the wall as cover. Again, these guys go down pretty easy, but if you get surrounded by them and comboed by them, it's lethal. So take them seriously, but at the same time, you don't have to be too scared. All right, so this is important. Make sure you ring this. If you don't ring this, you're not going to be able to progress. This is very important. So we're going to drop down here. Keep your torch lit. There's going to be more Darkstalkers on this path. You see over here, there's like a ninja thing. These guys can be deadly. So yeah, ringing the bell brings this pirate ship forward. And you see there's a guy hanging off the wall here. Actually, I don't want to use my bow right now because I will lose my torch. So I need to light this first. And then snipe. Prevents an ambush from happening later. All right, whoopsies. Not good. See, I use the life gem. Are they scared of me now? Doesn't look like it. There's an item in here. Oh, he got me through the wall. Gotta love that clipping. Unfortunately, these guys are not scared of my torch. However, I think I can... Ooh, he's not amused. There's a couple of them in that tight space, though, and the fact that he can hit me through the wall is not good. And I don't want to roll off the edge here, which is another problem. So that's kind of messing with my mojo here. Let's see, try to hit me. There you go. He still got me. All right, but I should have a window to hit him now. Oh, and there's the other one over there. No, 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 no. Do not hit me through the wall. That was sketchy. I wonder if his arm clips through if I can hit it. Yeah, this area, this spot is super, super sketchy. With 2 of them in this small room, and you can't really use the environment to your advantage because you roll off the edge. So not ideal. All right, baited his attack. And got one of them down, at the very least. Okay, so the other one, I'm comfortable fighting one of them in here, but not 2 of them. Bait the attack. And then charge in. All right, there we go. That took a little bit longer than I had hoped it would, but being careful is important. All right. Now, the reason why I wanted to do that then was because once you drop down here, it's a one-way drop. You can't get back up there unless you circle all the way around by where that bell was. Okay, so we're going to ignore this building for now. We're going to come back to it. Got another assassin. And we are going to go inside this building. I think there's yeah, another one of these enemies down here. And some dogs. All right, we'll come down there after we stop in here real quick. All right, under the stairs, we have a secret door. So again, mash the action button. X on a PlayStation, A on an Xbox. So many ambushes in this place. I'm just making sure that there's nobody behind me. Okay. All right, got a few fire bombs in here. And a large Titanite shard, which I believe will allow us to upgrade our sword again. All right, so this is an NPC after we get past this guy. A friendly dude drinking his brew.
Who are you? Gavlan will, Gavlan deal. Gavlan wants soul. What? With Gavlan, you will?
With him, we can wheel and deal. He is a merchant that we can actually sell things to, which is useful. He also sells the Ring of Giants, increases your poise, and sells poison-related stuff. I'm going to sell him pretty much everything that I don't plan on using in this playthrough, and you get souls for it. So I'm going to be selling all of this. If you think you might want to be using something later, then don't sell it. I'll hold on to the Drangleic sword. Definitely not going to use the great sword, but I'll hang on to it just cause. Do not sell the craftsman hammer. Make extra sure you don't sell this if you're following along my playthrough, because I will be using the craftsman hammer extensively. Don't sell your staff, don't sell your chime or your bow, or the binoculars especially if you're a mage and want to cast the freehand spells. So this serves 2 purposes. Drangleic shield, 100% physical damage reduction. Probably not going to sell that. Also may not really use it. If you think you might use it later, then don't sell it. But, you know, it's pretty much free souls at this point, so. And it also serves to clean up my inventory a bit. I'm going to equip the hunter's hat. I just like the way it looks. I'll keep the Drangleic stuff. Not going to sell any of my accessories or any of my consumables or any upgrade stones, anything like that. But, all right. Not going to buy anything from him.
Gavlan will, Gavlan
he will, he deal.
What? With Gavlan?
So the thing is make sure you do everything with him that you want right now, because he will move if you die or rest, and we're not going to see him again for a while. So just keep that in mind. And again, do not sell the craftsman hammer if you're following with my build, because I will be using that later.
Many deal, many thanks.
All right, so this is a shortcut we're going to go through later. I'm just going to open it up for now. Not going to go through it yet. And nothing out here, so let's go back down. We're going to go down to the docks where we saw earlier. There were some dogs down there. And some of the Darkstalkers. All right, so relight your torch because of the Darkstalkers. We got this guy over here trying to shoot me still. Are you scared of me? Yes, you are. Torch works wonders in this place. For this sole reason. Alrighty. Get this life gem. You gonna come alive here? Yes, you are. I'm going to get you now. Right? Human effigy and some life gems. So now we are going to unlock the shortcut that I mentioned earlier. And there are ambushes along the way. You see there are people hanging off the side of the dock here. Yeah. Game tries to be so crafty. My longsword's at risk, so I need to use some repair powder. Make sure you're in a safe place in a non-combat situation before you use repair powder. You're probably going to need to use it here too, unless you died. And you'll notice that it didn't repair all of the durability, but it repaired enough of it. Probably enough to get us through the rest of the level here. All right, very important to kick this bridge down because it'll cut out a significant chunk of the level. Because over here is where you have to go to get to the boss. And if we don't kick this bridge down and you die, you're going to go all the way back around. And this loops, this literally, I'm going to show you. Down there is, like where I'm looking, down there is the bonfire. So, huge time save this shortcut gives you. So... all right, so now we're going to go back up to where we talked to Gavlan. We're actually going to go through that shortcut. And if you want to, if you're carrying a lot of souls right now and you're worried about losing them, you might want to go back and level up right now. I'm not going to just for continuity's sake, but if you want to offload your souls, do it. Just know that some of the enemies around here, well, all of them are going to respawn, and you're going to have to fight through some of them to get to this spot, back across the shortcut. All right. So be careful. There are enemies around here. These are where the guys were that were trying to throw stuff at us before. There are enemies in here. Oh, geez. So do not rush in because there are multiple enemies and you don't want to die. So, hey, geez, I'm getting sniped. Now come over here. Do not break my chest open. No. Repair powder and titanite sharp. So we've got our repair powder back. Repair powder back. Sorry, I can't talk right now. But that guy is sniping us, and it is annoying. I don't want to lose my torch, so I'm going to keep my torch lit. This guy's taking a nap. Ooh, that combo. Oh, the combo. Trying to save my Estus flasks. These guys are napping. That one woke up. But it's too late. Too late. And another one. Told you, lots of enemies in this place. It's pretty insane. Come on, buddy. There we go. Always watch your 6. All right, and here we have the bandit axe in the brigand set. Lots of dogs outside, so be careful. You hear them walking around, and Mr. Sniper Man. So yeah, just be mindful of the enemies. I'm gonna get their attention. Maybe are they gonna chase me now? Chase me in here? No, they seem to be pretty chill until just now. All right, now time to get this sniper. Okay, and right here you're gonna notice a Pharaoh's Lockstone. Do not use it; it is not worth it. And also, don't drop yet, because you'll be stuck on the other side if you do. But do not use it. Basically, all it does is it lights this place up, and we've been doing that along the way anyways by lighting all these torches. So not a big deal. Not a huge help for you. Not worth the Lockstone. If you use it here, you're going to be one short later. All right, right out here, there will be an invisible hollow. So take care of that. So now we're going to cross over the Lockstone. Again, not going to use it. We are going to pick up this item over here. Drop all the way down. And now is the time where we're going to go in that building that I said not to go in yet. We're going to go in later. And the reason why we put that off is because there are pots in that building filled with poison. And if you get poison and die right before unlocking the shortcut, then you're going to have a bad time. So I wanted to unlock that shortcut first before going in here because it is a little bit risky. There's enemies in here. So I'm going to pop a life gem. And there are poison pots that can poison you if you're not careful. I'm going to teach you how to handle them, but it is risky nonetheless. Got some enemies napping. This other one I'm going to lure outside because, again, if these things bust open, you're going to get poisoned. There we go. And so one way to deal with the poison pots, because if you break them right up close, they're going to splash over you and you are going to get poisoned. So one thing you can do is we can equip, we've picked up some iron arrows, I believe. Yeah. And these will bust them open. So I have them on my secondary slot for my bow. So I'm hitting R2 to fire these, and the iron arrows are heavy enough to break open the poison pots from afar. Alternatively, if you have spells, if you're a mage, you can use spells. If you have fire bombs, you can use fire bombs. But this works just as well. So I'm gonna put the fire arrows back on. Those have served their purpose. All right, throwing knife and flame butterfly. Flame butterflies allow you to light your torch without being next to a flame, so you can light your torch whenever you want. And inside of here, we have a fragrant branch of yore, very important. Now this wall can be busted open, so hit it and then be prepared to attack a crystal lizard right beyond it. You don't want the crystal lizard to disappear because the only way to get it to respawn is if you rest at a bonfire, and this one gives us 2 Titanite shards and 1 large. So in here also we've got some loot, some good stuff. And inside of here, Royal Soldier's Ring. What that does is it increases your equipment load capacity. We don't really need it. Alrighty, so now we're gonna head out onto the actual dock. Let's see, where's the stairs? Here we go. Remember, there is an NPC that I mentioned that you have to have 8 intelligence to speak to, otherwise he will not recognize you. this is the one. And I believe we have our 8 int, right? Let's see. Player status. We do have our 8 int. And you do need to talk to him if you're going for all achievements because he does go back to Majula, and there is a trophy for recruiting all of the NPCs back to Majula.
I sense power. Very well. From this day, you shall be my new pupil. I am Carhillion, Carhillion of the Fold. Now, do not be afraid.
So you can buy stuff from him. Magic related stuff. He sells sorceries as well.
The forces of magic and souls lie dormant in this. It is a fitting place. I suspect that I may even... Sorcery is yet a mystery. Use scrolls, but the power of each scroll, the untrained cannot wield. Never forget, young pupil. The forces of magic, it is a fitting. I suspect sorcery. Use scroll, but...
Okay, so I think once you exhaust his dialogue, he should go back to Majula. You talk to him with, I think, 30 intelligence. He gives you some gear.
One day might teach. Back already. The forces...
Just making sure that he's...
One day might...
All right. Good stuff. Make sure you take the right path so you don't fall to your death. And here, you need to be in human form because we need to summon Lucatiel for this boss. This is for her quest. If you don't summon Lucatiel for at least 3 boss fights, you will not complete her quest and you will not get the trophy related to her quest. So make sure you summon her. Her sign's right here. And if you died and ran back here, you want to make sure that all of the enemies are taken care of kind of in this area because you don't want her fighting these enemies and losing her health before the boss battle because she needs to survive the boss battle for it to count. If she dies during the boss battle, you're going to have to quit out and rest at the bonfire so you can summon her. She needs to survive the fight for it to count. And again, you need to summon her for 3 fights. This is one of the fights that are eligible. And I will point out the other spots where we need to summon her as well for her quest. Because again, finishing her quest is tied to a trophy. So if you're going for that platinum trophy, you're going to need to do this. Alrighty. There are enemies up here. Take them out. Because again, you don't want Lucatiel to be draining her HP here. Got one of these guys. I thought I had my shield up. There we go. All right, I'm going to save my Estus flasks for the boss. The boss is not too bad. Oh, snap. Especially with the summon. Because again, Lucatiel will pretty much get most of the boss's attention. So it's not too bad. But I do want to have more Estus flasks than not for the fight. All right, once we walk through, the fight will start. Just note that there will be a little bit of water in here. And the longer the fight goes on, the higher the water gets. It never gets high enough to kill you, but it does get high enough to where you won't really be able to roll effectively. So just be aware of that. So this is the Flexile Sentry. He has weapons on both sides, so he can kind of turn around. And once Lucatiel gets in, she holds her own pretty well. And she also will draw a lot of the aggro, which is good. Just make sure that she stays alive. Again, if she dies, quit out immediately, rest at the bonfire, and then her summon sign will come back. My longsword's at risk again. Yeah, I'm gonna have to... Not ideal, but we did pick up some repair powder earlier. He's almost dead. Is he coming after me now? Lucatiel might take him out. Alright, nope, you got him. Perfect. Good, clean fight. Much easier with the summon. But again, you have to do the summon for this quest. As I said before, my preference is to fight bosses solo, but if it's for a quest and a trophy, then we are left with no choice. Nothing inherently wrong with summoning, it's just my preference. It's just the way that I tend to enjoy the games more, is fighting solo, but... Alright, go up the ladder. Make sure you open this and get the loot before interacting with this, because if you don't, you're going to be kind of warped away and you have to come back later to get this. So make sure you pick up the Pyromancy Flame first and the Fireball Pyromancy. We're going to be using a little bit of Pyromancies in this build, so good to have that Pyromancy Flame. And then examine the thing. And we are whisked away, and we're back at the Lost Bastille, actually, from the other side where we were before, from when we went there after defeating the Pursuer. So we're going to explore this area in earnest now. Get through the whole area in the next episode. Watch out for the enemies. It's tragic to die here with all these souls on the line. All right, so we want to take the elevator up. I'm going to top off my health, because why not? So there's actually a trick with this elevator. And I will show you what I mean while we're writing it up. I'm going to go on and throw on my hat. I just like this hat for the style. All right, so what we want to do is we want to send this elevator down. So press the button, get off, let it go down. Then when the roof passes by, you want to jump on the roof. Unfortunately, I did have to use a repair powder during the boss fight, but we're going to get one back here. We got the scimitar and some more repair powder. Very nice. And this enemy dropped something. Okay. So now we're taking the elevator back up again. One of these cells, I believe, has an item. I think. There it is. All right, soul item and a radiant life gem. Not bad. And there's another item over here in one of these cells. And our bonfire. Let's see, there we go. There's our item. Common fruit. And one of these has our bonfire. Our sweet, sweet bonfire. All right, there we go. Travel back to Majula with our 35,000 souls. Okay. Very nice. We're going to get quite a few levels here. First order of business, though, we're going to level up our sword because we did get another large Titanite shard, so we can bring our sword up by one more. All right, it is a +6. We need chunks now to upgrade it.
I'll be around.
Which we do not have in our possession. The wizard man, if you talk to him at No Man's Wharf, should be here now. You can talk to him whenever you want. So confirm he's back at Majula because you need him back here for the trophy again, as I said. And now we're going to level up. We're going to get a lot of levels here. Yeah, we have a lot of souls. And you have some soul items, too, that I can probably pop. I'm not going to pop all of them. I'm going to leave some of them in my inventory just for in case I need them in a pinch. Some of these I definitely want for leveling up purposes. I'll use all 4 of these, and then we'll leave the rest for... We need them to buy an item or something like that later.
Seek the king.
I like to leave a little bit of soul items in my inventory at all times, just kind of as a buffer. If I just need a few more to cross the threshold of if I'm close to getting another level, or if there's something I need to buy that I don't have quite enough souls for, etc. I don't think I can upgrade. Yeah, just making sure. All right, level up. Let's get that strength to 20 so we can use the craftsman hammer when it becomes useful to us. And what I'm waiting for is just for it to be more powerful than the fire longsword. Once it gets to that point, we'll start using it. And it'll be our weapon of choice for a good while. We need to get that dex up to 18 for a bow that we're going to be using later. And let's see, we'll go on and take our ADP up a bit. Let's see, if we get our ADP, if we get our agility up to 96, that gets us another iframe. But we're not quite going to get there. Actually, let's get our attunement up, because attunement also can increase your agility. You see, it's not nearly, we haven't even gotten a full point yet, but it will eventually increase our agility. And having another slot for a spell, we can equip that pyromancy that we got. So we'll do that. Vitality for equipment load, not super important right now because we're not running low on equipment load. We are going to upgrade it later, but right now it's not much of a priority for us. Endurance, we're going to be leveling up that a bit later, and same with vigor. But right now we're just working on the stats that are going to allow us to equip what we want to equip. All right, that puts us in a good spot. And since I have it, we'll go on and throw on the pyromancy flame, and we will attune. Oh, I don't have the extra slot yet. Never mind. We did not get enough to get the extra slot, which makes you wonder. Let's see, I need another 5,200 to level up. Let's see. How much does this one give us? Not quite there. I don't know if one more attunement's going to give me that extra slot. We'll see.
Bearer, seek.
I probably should have prioritized attunement to get that second slot before putting, before leveling up the dex, but oh well. Let's see. Oh, that gives me my second slot. Very nice. So it was worth it. And we'll throw on Fireball. And our second slot. There we go. So now we got Fireball equipped, so just to show, throw on your Pyromancy Flame. And now we can cast Pyromancies. So we got 8 Fireballs. Come in handy. Alright, well guys, that's going to do it for today. This episode. Really appreciate y'all watching. Hopefully you had a good time in No Man's Wharf. As I said, it is a very tricky area. But hopefully this guide helps you out with it. So anyways, we'll catch you next time. We're going to go back to the Lost Bastille, have ourselves a lot of fun. All right. Appreciate y'all watching. Take care, everybody.